Good morning. I'm just going to type a quick hello message in the chat. Hopefully everyone can hear okay and I'll be able to see everything okay. I'm going to set my phone off to the side like I did last week just to make sure there are no glitches with the sound. I feel like once I've done this a few times, probably won't need to anymore. Uh, let's see. I can't ever see the link. Whenever I try to see the live stream on my app, it doesn't ever show it to me, but when I go to my email, it usually does. So I'm not sure if this is what everybody's seeing, but I'm gonna just go back and make sure I copy that link on Patreon again, because right now it's looking like I see it on my desktop, but for some reason I don't see it on my phone. So I'm gonna just go and add it again in the underneath the text. So just bear with me 1 second. It's the weirdest thing. I can see it on my desktop. I see the live stream on my desktop, but it doesn't show in here. So I'll just put the link, add the link in here. Let's hope that's the right one before I do that. Let's just make sure. Okay, good. Oh no, this is the one for the week following. Okay, let me get share the link and add it here. All right, this shouldn't do the trick now. Let's save that and see. Hopefully I can see it from my phone. Let me give myself a second. Refresh my page and then see if I can join my own live stream. It would be really nice if I could, because I can't see it right now. All right. Okay, there it is. Should be working. Just gonna get situated while I double check this. Perfect. And I can hear it too, so I think I'm good. All right. So, Memories of Greece. Kind of started this a while back, and I was still working on these, which are now finished. I have added the detail that I wanted. Oh, I forgot this. I didn't even realize I forgot the top. But everything else, I think I have. The detail that I wanted is pretty much done. So I'm going to mess with this later on. But for Greece, I have kind of started some rough sketching. I'm going to move the water and stuff out of the way. I don't think I need them this week. I'm just going to be sketching as much as I can first. So, I basically grabbed different pieces of some places that I want to paint, and I kind of started this rough sketch, which is town, like a street scene, like a narrow street It has really, really white walls, and all the doors and shutters and door trims are a vibrant blue. This one has like cobblestones, and I guess it's outside a little cafe of some kind. These are like my favorite things to paint, and I'm sure you know this. You've seen me paint for a while. So I'm probably gonna do a couple of these. But I just made this first one super rough, super quick, and then I've got like a little view here of Zakynthos, which I feel like this is gonna be really, really small. I like to paint this a bit bigger, and just one of the Santorini church tops, domes. But again, I sketched this out really fast, and I think I really want to make that a lot bigger as well. So I'm trying to come up with a plan for how I'm gonna lay these out, because there's no way I'm gonna fit everything I want on this one side, and that's what I get for kind of making a 2-page collection before, which is fine. But instead of using this page, then this page, and this page, because I'm gonna feel weird if I'm finishing everything on the left side, I'd like to have like a double page spread as much as I can, because I don't want to. Hold on, can I move you? Because I'm afraid I'm gonna mess up something here. I'm just gonna move you slightly over here and just. I need to move, and I don't want to. There, I'm just gonna move it out of the way right there. Okay. So basically, I'm gonna leave this page maybe for like a large image, like a something else, and I'm going to try and redo, or I'm gonna make one of these a little bit bigger. I'm just kind of deciding where things will go and how I'm gonna lay them out. And one other thing that I know I definitely want to do with Greece is I want to do like an olive branch somewhere. They're one of the biggest manufacturers of olives as well. So let's see if I can kind of get some of those references up on my laptop while I work. Make it a little simpler for myself. Okay, so for anybody watching this back, I started collecting things for Memories of Greece a while ago. I think I kind of decided I was trying to decide what I'm gonna do next, because we're not gonna be in town over the next few weeks, maybe 10 days or so, and my kids have officially started summer break, so I don't really have a lot of I don't really know what every day is gonna be like. On the days that I'm working from home. Pretty much they're here, like they're just gonna do what they do, hang out and play. But it doesn't give me a lot of time to do anything on my own when I'm not working. Basically, when I'm not working, I'm trying to spend a lot of that time with them. So it means that I was worried that my collections would kind of suffer because I wasn't going to be able to paint as often. So I want to say maybe 3 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was brainstorming ideas for what the next collections could be. And Greece was high. It always has been like high on my list of places I'd love to go and that I wish I had a chance to go. And I haven't yet, so I just had it kind of like on a long list of what other places could I paint and stuff. So when I was thinking, all right, I've done something that's not a location twice in a row actually, because well, actually not really in a row. I did Berlin, I did the romantic comedies, and then the storefronts, and it was time to get back to another location. So I've got the next 2 locations picked out. So I'm very excited about, and I just started that same day. When I say it was maybe 3 weeks ago, I started kind of browsing through race locations and things that maybe enjoy painting. So I've got a bunch of things on my list, and I think it's probably why I'm like, I might gonna end up with 3 pages, because if I do 3 pages, it'll be really hard to make them into that small print. So I don't want to overdo it. So I'm kind of trying to debate and decide what to do. So potentially, what I'm going to do right now is just outline the little things that I want to do, and then once I decide from this page what I want to paint, I'm going to use the double page spread to make them bigger, and I'm going to start line art and all of that good stuff. I might leave something on this page. I don't know. Maybe I'll just do little things here and I'll do 2 big things on the next pages. But I really want to get back to having a double page spread or a single page spread for each location. Um, so this is hence where we are. But out of my references, actually, most of those are on my phone. So I'm just kind of going to look over here to the side. I've probably got way too many of them because I can never do, you know, we never have just one little thing. I always have to have 1,000 things, multiples. All right, so let's see how. So this is kind of like one of those images I'm talking about. Let's see. Ignore the live stream, watching yourself over here. But a street like this with bright flowers, bright doors, white walls, and I love this so much. So I want to do something like that at some point, somewhere. And of course, this one caught my attention because it has a turquoise door. And these kinds of streets with the stone or the paved stones like this, I just kind of love them. Lots of blue water. I just took a picture of me watching it on TV, but apparently these like really, really old windmills. Some of these things I didn't know about Greece. You only ever hear the same things. Here's another kind of street reference similar to this. Is kind of what I'm trying to paint here. Very, very. These are more for when I go paint. I want to have a reference for the colors, or when I mix the colors, I have an idea. I'd love to paint something big like this, where it has like tons and tons of buildings. And I don't know. I've never done anything like quite to that scale, so we'll see how it goes. But I've been really enjoying some of these moments in these videos, and I just took print screens and photos to try and make it make sense. And then I also didn't know that Greece had so much mountainous terrain, and like all these like monasteries and stuff at the top of mountains. And this is crazy to me. How do you get up there? I don't want to take stairs, but basically stuff like this. I would love to paint like a few of them. Anyway, so I've got a bunch of references. I literally, of course, I'm gonna do the typical architecture stuff, but I have very, 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 very many references. I think I have probably too many. So yeah, that's what I'm working on. Let's see. Let me go back to do some architecture stuff. So a lot of the Greek temples and ruins and things that were there, I probably will paint those really small. I've drawn some of these for school when I was in architecture school. I have to use some of these as references for, our buildings. They would ask us sometimes, hey, can you do like Corinthian columns or something, which Corinth is in Greece. And I'd have to look at several books and references of things to try and get like close-up looks at them and how they were made, and try to rebuild that into my projects, like school projects and things. So I got a lot of practice drawing these super, super close. They have so much detail, actually. Whenever I see them from afar, you can't really ever tell, but there's a ton of detail. Let's see. I don't want this to be too high. I'm gonna make it small, just a small little box. I can just outline where things are, and then I'll do details later. Um, some of the places remind me of when I went to Turkey, visit with my parents and my sister when she lived there. We went to Ephesus, and I think I might have mentioned this when I was painting Memories of Turkey, but walking through, when I see these in pictures, these, you know, temples, and you see like the Parthenon, and it just looks like I mean, you know they're big, right? You know that they're massive structures, but I think you don't realize how massive until like you're standing there. Because when I went in person, like walking past some of the ruins, some of the columns are still standing, and they're like still maybe like the height of them is still full. And walking next to it, I I thought I would be about like a third of the way. No, I was like down here. Like this is a person reference. That's probably even too big. Tiny. I think I can actually show you on this photo. Like look how tiny the people are over here. That's insanity. Like they're enormous, and you can't even feel it until you're when you're right there. It's like whoa, and it was just so, I don't know, so impressive to be, felt like I was inside a history book. All right, so don't make this too detailed. Just doing like a rough. This is gonna be one of the temples, and then I'm for sure gonna paint food and things. So see already, I don't have enough room. And this is one, two, three, four, five, six different images. So I already know I want to add a few things. So I'm gonna try to decide whether I'm doing something with water, which I think I have one here. So maybe I'll just do one more. And I kind of want the Santorini one to have. I don't want it to just be the dome church. I want to have some of the background, um, and I want to show some of the mountains in the back and the ocean right there. So I have to look at my other, I have like a couple of different references for that. So I'll have to look at a good one. And then maybe those windmills. I could do the windmills, and then I can try to do one of the other, like the mountain range things. So yeah, let's do that. Let's just jump right. Let's just jump in it. I feel like I'm being indecisive. So I keep changing my mind. Going here, going here. I'm just gonna do it. All right. Let's see. This is where I always worry that I'm gonna drop my coffee. So I'm gonna move it out of the way. Have a sip. Okay. I'll move all the things out of the way. Make sure you can still see what I'm doing. So I have to turn it sideways because I can't. My arm can't fold this far. Okay. Let's pick. Let me pick something out of this. Let me do something simple. I'll do the windmills first. I'm just gonna pick one of them. And there are a few, so I'll probably just do like I have on my reference. I can see three. There's more, but that's what I can see. So I'll maybe just do those. So it won't take up too much space. I don't know how much space is in between, but maybe I'll do here, one here, and the third one here. And I was like, doors here. I don't know what this says. Windows, door. And I can't really tell how this is connected, but it has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this one straight and sideways, and wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's another sandwich here. This won't make any sense until I draw this on. This is a lot smaller. This even smaller. Okay, so everything else will be here. Then like that. I think that's good. I'll clean that up later on. Okay, the other one that I really want to paint was, is it Mykonos? I think it's Mykonos, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do like all the teeny houses. So maybe I have to make it small, like super small. I feel like I have to challenge myself and just try to do something I haven't done before. So I'm just going to rough out the terrain. The water's down here. And there's sort of a little bit of a dock right there. More water. And this is the town. So the beach is here, and there's like hundreds of houses. I don't know that I need to sketch them out necessarily. I think if I plop out the shapes with paint and like the colors with where the greenery is on this side, there's lots of trees, and here it's kind of bare. And then all through here, there's houses. As far as the eye could see, it's all these little white houses. So I'll just do like shapes, basically. Something that I learned from doing urban sketching is it doesn't have to have so much detail. Like it actually shouldn't have detail. You just want to do like a rough shape, and the brain fills in the blank. You know, like if I do this, the brain knows it's just 3 lines. But then if I do this and then I do this, like it will fill in the blank and know what I wrote without me having to write it all. And so, I mean, at least I think that's what it is. I didn't like officially study urban sketching. I've just watched other people do it, and it just feels like that's what you do. Like that's how the eye just kind of fills in the blank. So I like leaving it loose and letting the person fill in, you know, their own brain fills in. I know it's really light on camera. I don't know if you can actually see this. It's not the brightest day today. It's a little bit gray. We're fighting with rainy season. Okay, so this is Mykonos. I want to remember what's what. So, okay, I'm just going to speed through these. I have this house And flower scene, I think I'll probably change that. I'll maybe have to mix and match between the two that I've already sketched. Um, all right, I had a reference for like a giant plate of food because when have I not? You know, I always have food in my restrictions. Um, let's see. Sure where I put this picture. I'm gonna have to go hunt it down. um, oh, I need this Santorini reference as well for like the mountains and stuff. So basically, this is what I meant. Like, I'd like to have the top of this cupola, whatever it is, but I want to be able to show some of that mountain range in the back and the ocean. So it's not just this. And wherever I've sketched it, there's not really enough space because I put it all the way at the top. See? So I only have room to do that back there. But I'm so happy with how this turned out. So proportional for once, but it's fine. I'll just start over. So maybe I can do that. Right? Maybe just do that here while I have this open. And get as many of these sketched out so that I can finalize them next week. Well, I won't be in town. That's the other thing. I'm leaving on Wednesday. My family were traveling, so we won't be back for 10, 11 days or so. And I don't know what it'll be like while I'm there, so I don't think I'll be able to paint that next weekend. Um, I, I don't think I'll get a chance, but I'll be working the whole time that I'm there. The kids are really the ones on vacation. My husband and I are still gonna be working, but this way they get to spend time with their cousins and grandparents, and we get to see everybody. Like in the evening, we'll see everyone for dinner and such. And right, anyway, that's happening next week. So we leave on Wednesday, and we're not back until the 21st. So if I I put the schedule out that I wasn't gonna do anything the next 2 weeks. If I'm able, like if something comes up or I end up being on my own, like on a Saturday morning or um, I don't know, Friday night or something. I don't know. I'll be on the East Coast time, so it'll be like an hour ahead of my usual time. But if I end up having an opportunity to do something while I'm there, I'm just gonna have to wing it and let you know at that time. Like I don't want to schedule anything. I don't want to plan anything because I just don't know what my schedule will be like. And I honestly, if I have any free time, I'd like to just spend it with the kids because, like I said, it's not really a vacation for my husband and I. We're both going to be working the entire time, and our my in-laws, his siblings are also going to be working. So we get to see them in the evening and on the weekends, but the rest of the time, everyone will be doing stuff and like doing their own work and things. So it's not really like we'll have beach days and maybe on Saturday or a Sunday, but for the most part, we're just going to be at somebody's house, potentially at the pool. Yeah, but yeah, not a lot of not a lot of stuff like we usually get to do. So I just want to leave it fluid. I want to leave it open and not try to stress myself out. See, this is when I always get bogged down. I'm not supposed to be drawing right now. I'm just supposed to be rough sketching this. So I need to stop. I'm gonna just rough sketch. There's a dome. There's a cross. There's a shape right here. It's like the other part of the building. There's a ledge, window, a thing with three windows and another window. And see, because I feel like this dome is not. I'm fighting myself. The struggle is real. Fighting to not add detail right away is so hard. Okay, there's a little thing here, a little thing here. Can't really tell what that is. Some kind of ledge, and then there's a wall. Right, so this is all I want. I want to see this part of the mountain, the ocean, and I want to be able to kind of see all of that right there. Boom, Santorini. Nice. Food, or should I do a page of food on the other side potentially? Let's see. I have other references, but they're on my laptop, so give me a second to pull these up. Sometimes I think my brain just works too fast for me. Like it just goes ahead of me so quickly. I need an amphora. Amphora, is it what they're called? Amphora? Amphora. I think it's an amphora. And can I get a good reference of that? You see, like I'm looking for one thing and then my brain goes to something else. And there it is. I have the amphitheater. I have so many different things that I wanted to paint. I will do a couple of these because these are very Greek and it do remind me even of that Hercules cartoon. But maybe I'll do like a small crate, right? So we'll do like a crate. Roughly this size, and it does this, and it has sections to hold them standing up because the bottom of them are pointy, and let's say it has rows of them here, so I'll have like some in the back, and I should draw the front ones, something like this. Then it has like the neck up here and then the handles, right? Something like that. And I want to have like three, let's say we have like three of them in the front. And I'll do a few in the back. And so these are just like leaning against the ones in the back. There's an empty spot here. Somebody bought this. They usually have some kind of, well, the details will come. Details will come. Don't have to do them now. Don't have to do them now. 1, 2, 3. I'll do a few right here. The smaller ones are in the back, and they're just leaning against these. Voila. And I'll put details on the front. And I'll do like a broken one. This one fell off, and it's down here, and it's broken. I'll turn it this way. I'll turn it this way. It fell out of there, and this piece is broken, and the handle and the neck piece, the handle is also broken. It's on the floor. It's been abandoned. That one broke. What a tragedy. We'll have broken pieces. There. That fails this page. All right. What else is Greek? Food. I need to stop being distracted. So Greece. I'm just gonna say. I think actually when I do memories of Greece, it finds other people's pictures and other people's what reminds them of Greece. So then it triggers me to know what look for to paint. But I think a lot of this is architectural and historical. And where my foodies at? This is always my struggle. Where the foodies at? All right, I'll have to find something. Because the reference that I took for food, it's really, really small. So it doesn't really help me. I need something bigger. And if I just look up Greek, I know you're probably thinking just look up Greek food. But when I look up Greek food and I'm in the US, it will show me the US stuff. Like the little Greek restaurants here or the make-believe ones. But I like to find something like authentic. And I have some of those. I'd maybe just look up the names on my phone and it's fine. Once I find them, I can do something with them. Oh, somebody was looking for me. Oops. Okay. I have olive branches and I think chicken meatballs. Is that a thing? Does it sound like a thing? All right, there's another place that I know where to go. Let's see what we see. Info. It's hard to. It's hard to search and do all this at the same time. Okay, so how about I just leave myself room? So I want to do a plate of food, some kind, over here. I'd like to do the amphitheater, which I don't have a reference of right this second, but I don't want that to be super big. So I think maybe I'll just do 2 or 3 things on this side. I want to do that maiden thing, and I think it's like the Garden of Maidens or whatever, and it's basically, is it by the Parthenon? I always confuse them. Parthenon, Pantheon, Parthenon. Greek. Let's see. It's called. It's called Maidens of Cariai. Don't know how to say that, but it's this structure that has statues of women, like 4 on each side. And of course, I'm giving myself a hard time having to draw people, but I'll make it small so it doesn't have to freak me out. And it's like they are the columns. They are holding up this structure. And instead of columns, it's these statues of these women that are holding up the thing, whatever it's called. And it's a sculpted female figure serving as an architectural support taking place. I'm just reading this. Taking the place of a column or a pillar supporting an entablature on her head. Yes. And I can't remember where it is, but I want to say by the Parthenon. Somewhere. It's been forever since I've read up on these things. But yes, basically it's wherever the Acropolis is, and it's like that collection of different ancient Greece buildings and structures and stuff. It has like there's a whole map. It's like I forget what it's called, but it's got like 20 or something different things, and most of the ones are still there. One of them is this balcony. I don't think it's called a balcony. I forget what it is, but it's off to the side, and I'm trying to look for an image that has like everything together, and I can't see it. But yeah, it's basically wherever the Acropolis is in Athens, and it has all the different things up on the hill. You can kind of see all the images. You should just look up the Acropolis. Why am I making my life hard? Voila. Okay. Fortified Citadel Heights City has all the things up there. The Parthenon, the what is this called? It's gonna drive me up the wall. I had to paint this at school. I had to draw this at school, and I don't remember the name anymore. This it's the something of maidens, the balcony, the garden, the whatever it is, whatever it is. I'm painting that, and I think this will be the last thing that's kind of like ancient Greece, because otherwise I'll have one, two, three. Where is it? Three. I feel like that's too many. I won't have room for all of this. I feel like I literally won't have room, but I need a couple of food things, so I'll leave space for this and that here. I might move this thing here and make it super small. Let me find it. This is the amphitheater. Semicircular. Yeah, it's this thing. I can't remember if I saved the reference. I had a reference that I saved, but it's probably on my phone. So I'll just do a half circle thing here. I might turn it around, actually. I don't remember which way my reference was. Maybe it was from the top. Actually, it was from the top. So like you're at the stairs, top of the stairs, and you're looking down. Right. All right. It is 9:10. I have 20 minutes. And I think maybe I just finished these rough sketches, and then I can take one of these small ones and kind of finalize it. I feel like these two don't need a lot. They're basically exactly how I want them to look. This will take me a little bit of time. This will take me a little bit of time. This whole page will take me a little bit of time. So I need to find food references. I saw one which was more like a plate of like, it was like a salad, but not like our typical here in the US, what we have seen as Greek salads. So I just have to get all the things, but I know there's always olives. Big on olives. There are tomatoes. I think it was like some fresh tomatoes and stuff. So I'm gonna get all my references and make this plate. And then I need another kind of dish. I think this is good. So I'll leave this one here because I think I will probably want something else that has water, or no, that mountainous thing with the houses at the top, or their abbeys or something. I think it looks like something like this, but it has like the whole town or something at the top with buildings, and I don't know how people are getting up this mountain, but it's crazy. It's like living on the edge of a cliff. So this would be nice to do something completely different. There's a lot of trees on one side, but I saw that like lots of these red roofs and things on the right here. So that will be detailed later on. So between now and the next live stream, which is going to be on the 22nd, it's a Sunday. I think I've chosen 10 a.m. Gonna double check that when I get back. It just depends how it is when we return. But if I'm too tired, I'll make it later in the day. That Sunday. So I'm just saying it right now. It's on the 22nd. I have not picked the date, time of day. But once I know better, I will, clarify and confirm, and I'll confirm this beforehand so that people can prepare if they want to join. The other thing is, well, I've already scheduled a post to go out, but I've set that right now. That post says 10 a.m. But I need to make sure before it actually goes out that that's the time that will work for me when I get back. So I might move it slightly later, like maybe 11. It just depends, because I do want to give myself some time to rest before going back to work on Monday. So just keep an eye out on messages, keep an eye out on my posts. It'll let you know everything you need to know um, when the time comes. So I don't like the shape. It just bothers me. It feels flattened, not how I want. Okay. And then the week after that, well, that same week, that Sunday into Monday, and then when we get to Saturday of that week, um, is going to be the last one. So between now and the 22nd, whatever I can do on these, I'll be kind of working here and there at night. If I, like I said, if I find a pocket of time where it's like, oh, I could go live, the kids are over here and people, I'm kind of on my own and I don't have anything to do. Um, I mean, outside of looking for excuses to rest and sleep, I don't know that I'll really do that. But I think I'll probably have just my sketchbook with me everywhere all the time, and I will um, be tweaking the sketches, doing some line art. I will bring all of this. I'll bring my paints, I'll bring my sketch stuff, but I want to make sure that I share that with you. So I'll be sending them either in posts or I'll do little video clips just to share like what I've worked on, what I've done. And even though I'm gone for 10 days, I think I have like one thing. I'm going to record the podcast tomorrow. Let me see, what time is it? Oh, okay. I'm going to have to end this in just a few minutes because I'm meeting with somebody in about 15 minutes. So um, I think if I can just, record that here before I leave on Wednesday. So I'll either have time today at some point, tomorrow, or I may have a little bit of time on Tuesday morning. I will have that recorded and kind of scheduled to go out when I'm away and just catching up on plans and projects and all the stuff that I'm kind of working on right now, just to see how, I don't know, I'm just brainstorming a lot of things these days. So I will share some of that in the podcast. I will share my progress or lack thereof working on a children's book and my thoughts and things like that. Stuff that I haven't really talked about in a little bit. Also, Kickstarter ideas and not really plans yet, just brainstorming what would make sense first. I actually have two Kickstarters in mind, but I don't think I can do them both this year. I would like to, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to. So I'll be talking about some of that as well. So that's coming out next week. So after we leave, so probably that Thursday of next week, Wednesday or Thursday. Wednesday is a travel day, so I'm definitely not gonna really be online until I'm sitting at the airport. And then the following week, I will have like maybe a behind the scenes of maybe, if I get a chance to do some of this drawing, I'll probably go draw like on the plane or at the airport while sitting at the gate, so I can take pictures of some of that and show you progress. Like, hey, this is what I've been up to, and this is what it looks like right now. So you can still be in the loop. And if you're able to watch this back and hear this back, and you're um, a free member right now, that's fine. I always do one a month for free members. So I'll do this one where I'm just brainstorming. And I feel like this one is super chaotic. Usually it'll be the second one of the month that would be for everyone, just because I've already kind of gone through this brainstorming part of the journey, part of my process. And so it feels like you're not just like dealing with a chaotic syndrome, but I mean, it is what it is. This is how it is. It's actually how it happens. That's the real thing. So if this is something that you care about or you enjoy seeing me do, when I do the next collections, it won't be the first. So this session will not be the session that's for everyone. This one is typically for just patrons, because a lot of times, especially when I have like other people there in the chat, or um, Zoom, if I do it on Zoom, I'll have feedback, or I'll have like people might throw out ideas, and I don't always take like what people are asking me to do, or like they'll suggest something, and sometimes it'll mesh with what I want to do, and sometimes it won't. But every once in a while, there'll be something that'll make me laugh, or like prime example, last week's when I was finishing the storefront. Um, my friend Nula was in the chat with me and said something. I was telling the story of who my character is, who my person is that owns that shop. Um, and she mentioned something. I think she said like, "Oh yeah, he hates just like all the new stuff, and he's annoyed at like technology, and he likes the old days and stuff like that." And you're like, "Oh, he probably has no cell phone on his door of his coffee shop," and it just fit the character that I was describing so well, and I laughed so hard with the whole story about it, and basically added just that sign on the door, the no phone sign. So sometimes stuff like that will happen, and I feel like it's nice because it's like we created this together. Like you added to what I was making already, and but not like a guarantee, because you know people would try to have to take ownership of what I'm doing and kind of expect what they see to be in the drawing, and that's not really what I'm doing right now. So yeah, it's more for the company and just to see my process. And I don't know, some people really like, I know I love seeing that from other artists. I love watching how something in their head, like they describe it, especially when they're really good at describing what it is that they want to do. I just love seeing how it translates. And yeah, I feel like it's cool. Like I see it come to life. It's like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. Like last week they were doing this, and they weren't sure which direction. They were kind of brainstorming and like, oh, maybe I do this, maybe I do that, and now like it's a full-fledged thing. It's finished. It looks great. Um, so I just feel like it also helps me if I go back and rewatch this. And sometimes I don't even have to rewatch it. Like I know what I was talking about, and I might remember that I said, oh, I'm thinking of doing this. Maybe I'll do it this way. I'm not sure. Where do I go? And when I'm done with it and it's all completed, it's like, oh wow, I can see where I went, like from where my brain started to like even this. I was just saying I want to create and Flores and full raise and full rise and full rise. Um, and then because I just saw them there and I was like, why do I have an empty space? Like my brain, this is literally how my brain works. It said, well, why do I have an empty space here? And the answer was, well, it probably broke. Someone wasn't careful and it broke. And I was like, oh, it broke. So I'm going to put it on the ground and I'm going to show that it broke. Like it's a story, I'm always telling stories. So it just made sense to it makes sense to add this. Um, so yeah, I think sometimes that part is so enjoyable for me to watch. Like, yes, watching the painting come to life, I think that's everyone's favorite thing is seeing the color bloom on the page and the water spread and all the things are like coming together. Like you can see it come together little by little. Um, I don't, this is not there, but I'm going to add this because I'm like, how do you keep these things from falling? So I'm going to add like a cord. Let's say they have like rope or something to tie this and keep it from breaking like this one. Um, yeah, so I just thought of it like that. And anyway, I'm gonna go here in just a second. So I just wanted to make sure you had like a rough schedule of what we're doing next. So during the week you'll have a podcast next week, and then if I can make it sooner, it will. I would rather under promise and over deliver. But yes, so if we when I'm done with this part, I will I will do next week I'll do line art. Well, technically I'm doing line art next week because during the week I'm going to be finalizing sketches. So here are my two that are basically finalized. I'll add line art later. I want to try and do all of the sketches, make them like this. So they're basically done. Then I add line art on the following live stream. But I feel like between now and then I'll have more done. And if I have more done, some of the line art will already be completed. So don't feel bad if you've missed some of it. If, like I said, if I'm able to do this as a live stream, I'll go live on Instagram. It'll be easier for me. It'll be quick and painless. And I'll just say, hey, I'm going live. It's an impromptu live. I'm just adding to this collection. But then on the 22nd, depending on how much line art is completed, I feel like it won't all be because like I have a whole page still to sketch. Once those are done, line art goes up. So the 22nd will either be finishing the line art or starting the painting or potentially continuing the painting. It just depends. So I'll have to erase this. I'll put something different there. But yeah, that's what I have for right now. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you for watching. I'm going to grab myself a quick something to eat before my friend comes. And I won't see you for a couple of weeks. So I'll definitely be missing, interacting with you, but feel free to send me messages. There is also the chat feature on Patreon that's always available if you have questions. So I can actually use that to send messages and just let you know what's happening, what's going on, and keep up, just keep some updates going. I might send photos through there. Most likely I'll send them as a post. So I'll take a picture of this right now and set it as a update on Patreon and Instagram. But see you on the 22nd, and then the 28th, I will figure out the times of day. The 28th is Saturday, and it's the last Saturday of the month. So potentially that one we will do early. We'll do like 7:30. It depends if I can wake up that early, 8 a.m. And I can maybe take 2 hours and just kind of button up everything that needs to be done and just finish whatever needs to be done. But yeah, so thank you again. I will see you next time. I hope this was enjoyable to watch. It was like a few minutes short of an hour, but I didn't kind of time myself properly. I should have started earlier, but I was really tired and I knew I was going to need it. So I scheduled it a little bit later to give myself a bit of rest. But yeah, thank you so much, and I'll see you soon. Bye.